the man of the day. It's Austin Reaves. What a performance from you, Austin. I'm sure you're worried a lot less about the career high in points. I know you just wanted to get the win, and your team needed every one of them. So what got into you today, and how were you able to get that done?
I left one on the board there at the end, but, you know, like you said, I mean, it's all
Well, Austin had just talked about how he was hoping to avoid the water, and he did not. As Schroeder and Malik Beasley try to cool him off.
Hey, be careful now. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, we won't let you slip. Hey.
that one. You
I did.
That was on you.
Yeah, before we started recording, I said you had avoided the water, and of course it was coming late. So that is my fault, and I do apologize. All right, so what is it like hearing MVP chants in the arena? And I know you've talked about this before. You don't consider yourself an MVP, but you have to feel something from that.
Yeah, it's special. You know, I play the game with, you know, the type of mindset to go leave it on the court every night. For them to appreciate what I do that much means a lot to me. So shout out to Lakers Nation. You know, it's all love.
Yeah, so you've been here now your whole career. We know the whole story, like undrafted, but you get to a point now where you're the key player in a game like this, in games that you guys have to win to get to that playoff performance. How do you try and build on this now as you guys try and get that goal done?
It's a good win. I mean, every win from here on out is crucial, and every game is crucial. We're going to take it one game at a time, enjoy this one, watch film either tomorrow or the next day. But like I said before, I mean, it's all about how we approach the game, and it's more what we do. If we're locked into what we need to do and how we need to play, then I feel like we got the personnel and the firepower to be, you know, one of the best teams in the league.
All right, you're probably going to get another water bath when you get in there. Do you feel refreshed after this one? You feeling all right? You good?
I feel good. I hope they don't do that.
I appreciate it, Austin.
Appreciate you.
I think you've called Austin a daredevil a few times. The crowd called him MVP tonight.
Yeah.
What did you think of his aggression in crunch time, and how valuable was that for you guys as you close this game out?
I thought it's him being his normal self, what he's been all year, coming up in clutch moments for us, trying to make plays downhill, putting the defense in, you know, uncomfortable positions with his ability to attack the paint and draw fouls. So he was great. He ended up with 36, 35. We needed all of them tonight, and just his aggressiveness it reflects in his free throw attempts. But that's been Austin all year. He's a hell of a player. Happy he's on our team, and we damn sure needed him tonight.
Austin, the first couple games when you got the new guys and you had LeBron, seemed like such an easy, natural fit. Last couple games, it's been more of the bench that's been having to come back from some leads that have evaporated from the starting lineup. How do you gauge all that with LeBron at some point returning and just the way that you've seen the starters play the last couple?
I mean, we'll navigate that when he gets here, when he gets back into the flow of things. LeBron, that is. But until then, you know, guys just, you know, I think guys are fitting well together. It's just some nights guys make shots, some nights they don't. And we have to be able to, you know, I don't want to say suffer through, but maintain, you know, in spite of the ball may not be going in for everyone like it should. But, you know, at the end of the day, as long as we move the ball, you know, trust one another. You know, at halftime, we had 15 assists on 20 field goals, 20 made field goals. So that, you know, guys like Austin, Dennis, even Troy tonight knocking in 4 threes, like everybody's carrying, you know, doing their part, playing their role to the best of their capabilities. And if we're able to sustain that on both sides of the ball, then, you know, it'll buy us time to really get everybody back in and fitting in position when we're all back whole.
Just to follow up on Dan's question about Austin, the last couple of games, especially his free throw rate has skyrocketed. Yeah. How much have you just kind of entrusted him with the ball a little more? How much is he just naturally getting it? And how have you seen that the last, whatever it's 2-3 weeks maybe?
Yeah, he and Dennis and D'Lo, that's a great three-headed monster to have on the perimeter. And, you know, with AD out there, you surround him with shooters, playmakers, guys who are, you know, big in big moments. It fits well, but Austin in particular, you know, it's just, you know, it's just a feel. You know, you putting the ball in his hands, you see him making things happen, so you allow him to initiate. Not only can he score, he does a great job of finding his teammates as well. And he's a smart, high IQ basketball player, so he's going to make the right play, whether that play is for himself, for his teammate, or just making the pass that sets up the scoring pass.
Darvin, Going back to training camp, what were your initial impressions of Austin and kind of what you knew about him beforehand, and what have you learned about him through the course of this season?
My impression was, he didn't mind taking chances. When we watch him in open gym and pick up games and whatnot, you could see right away he didn't mind taking chances in terms of, scoring at all three levels, guarding different people, some smaller than him, some same size, some bigger than him. He wasn't afraid, and he's just a flat-out hooper. He just loves to hoop, and you can tell that by, the way he works on his game, which has allowed him to be what he's becoming to be, and that's a consistent, high-level NBA basketball player that's multifaceted. So just right away you can see his confidence. That's the first thing about him that jumped out at me.
And when you see an effort like that, what goes through your mind on that court?
Well deserved, more than capable, honestly. Just not being surprised. I mean, he's capable. We get to that free throw line. We dominate the game from a lot of different levels, so kudos.
He had 10 points in the last minute and a half, most from the free throw line, too.
It's huge. I mean, I don't know what more you want me to say. Dude's a killer.
How about your game tonight? Obviously, the team had trouble shooting the last couple games. Not the case tonight.
Yeah, I mean, everybody pitched in, I think. Defensively, it was the low-scoring game, and guys were locking in on the coverages and just kept the game simple. I mean, we got a lot of points in transition, just running and getting stops. So if we can get out of here like that and grind it out and make the game easier for us, it's fine, too. We're cool with that.
You mentioned grinding out. How key was that after what happened here the other night?
I mean, it's tough. It's a way to respond as a group. Games like that in the NBA where shots like that go in, where situations like that you don't expect and they happen. So it's big. It is what it is. It's a way to respond from our group.
You guys are now in a tie for 9th. Had you lost, you would have slid to 12th. How crazy is that to think about, like how stacked and jammed these Western Conference standings are right now?
I mean, everybody's solid. I mean, I think anything could happen. Everybody's solid, like I said, so every game is going to be a new change. Try not to get too caught up in it, just try to take it one game at a time and win the games that we that we play in, and just go from there.
Bench, 61 points tonight, most from Austin, but other contributions too.
Dennis was huge. Rui had a stint. I think everybody's Winion Gabriel. Sorry about that, Winion Gabriel. Just everybody pitched in. It's got it.
Deal. Thanks for the time.
Yep. Thank you.
Point Austin Reaves and his 35 points. What do you think out there tonight from him?
Played extremely well, man. He carried us tonight with his play. Got whatever he wanted. Pick and rolls, threes, got to the line. I think 18 times. So, 18 attempts. We know what we have in Austin. He's very confident when he played that way tonight.
61 points from the bench, too. Obviously, he got most of that, but still some pretty good contributions there.
Yeah, Winion came in, played great. Rui came in, had a stretch. I think we scored like 6 straight. He played well. Dennis, comes in and plays extremely well. So, we needed, every bit of everyone tonight.
Losses like you guys had Friday can hang around a little while. How much did you feel like you guys as a team were fighting that, and how much did the bench energy and Austin's energy maybe change that?
I don't think we were fighting it. That team, obviously isn't playing for anything, and then the toughest teams to be just like it was in Houston. They played free, energy, and they're a tough team to beat. They can hurt you. So, Austin obviously got going. Our second unit came in, got going, but it's always in the back of your mind. But we knew this was a must-win for us, and we wanted to do whatever we could to secure this victory.
You guys have been singing Austin's praises for a while now and certainly trusting his game. Do you remember a turning point last year where it changed for you? Just he was a promising young player to a guy that, he could be a part of something here.
Yeah, early in the season, he just made the right plays. He listened a lot. He was a sponge from all our guys that were here. I mean, we had a veteran group last year, so he was able to soak up a lot of information and apply it fairly quickly. And then you can see all of that, coming out this year. Especially when he has to step up and play huge for us. So, from day one, we kind of knew what we had in Austin, and he just constantly gets better and better, make the right plays. As we're comfortable with the ball in his hands, it's late game, and he's going to make the right read. So, I knew early on the type of player he could be, and he's showcasing it now.
You mentioned the 18 free throws. What type of growth have you seen from him in terms of his ability to draw fouls? You mentioned studying James Harden, Trae Young.
He get a lot of those calls, you know. And me and Brian joke about it, like, man, we wish we could get some of those. But yeah, man, as a guard, you know, he's able to, I don't want to say manipulate the game, but to see how the game is being called and, you know, use it to his advantage, like the Trae Young and James Hardens and, you know, guys who get a lot of free throws. So he's able to take that to his advantage and get to the line.
Anthony, the starting lineup is obviously a lot different when LeBron's in there with you than not. Had some real early success. Just wonder, what do you guys have to do to find a rhythm that maybe hasn't been there as much the last couple of games with that group, especially when LeBron's not out there with you?
I think the last couple games we kind of struggled, but I think overall that lineup has been good for us. You know, play fast. You know, I think, you know, we just how we did in that New Orleans game. You know, we came out strong defensively and we're just running. You know, it's hard to play our style of basketball, which is getting off the glass. Anyone's pushing it, the other four guys are running when we're not getting stopped. So that first five, best offense is no offense, just running in transition and getting easy buckets and playing with the ball hopping and guys getting in rhythm and make shots. So we just got to get back buckling down to our defensive IQ and our defensive identity, and I think we'll be fine.
I can defer you.
No, yeah, I'm sorry. Dan?
Sure.
Nope. We're back on that.
Next question. What was it like in the fourth quarter, important game, to hear this crowd chant MVP for you as you shot and made mostly?
Yeah, I missed a couple, but
important free throws.
yeah, I mean, like I told Mike on the court, you know, I try to, every time I take the court, play with a sense of urgency, and, you know, leave it all out on the floor. Because, I mean, I just feel like that's how basketball should be played. Any sport, you should give it 110% at all times. Obviously, that's never sustainable, but for them to, you know, recognize, you know, what I do, obviously not an MVP caliber player, guys that are really good, but for them to do that for me is special and means a lot to me. So, you know, shout out Laker Nation.
Austin, you've looked especially decisive on your drives tonight, on some of your pull-ups, 4 and 1s tonight for you. Just how has your confidence and sort of the speed that which you try to operate grown over the course of this season?
Yeah, I mean, the game's way different than college. I thought that whole year last year is, you know, was kind of a year for me to, you know, figure a lot of stuff out. You know, I've said many a times I'm not the most athletic person in the world. I'm not the best at, you know, anything, but I think that I'm really good at a lot of things. So last year was kind of a year that I had to feel things out. Like, I didn't hit the ground running like I, you know, really wanted to. But like I said earlier, it's all about, you know, effort and, you know, how you approach the game. And like all year last year, and then even the start of this year, you know, it's a learning curve for me. So I've only been in the league for, you know, almost 2 years now. So every game that I've played in the past has been a learning experience.
Austin, you say you're not the best at anything, but you try to be good at a bunch of things, and I know that scoring isn't necessarily how you judge your game, but what's it like to be the guy scoring the last 10 points in a game that the team needs to have?
I mean, it's special. You grow up. I mean, I grew up a Lakers fan, so you know, to do it, you know, for this organization, especially is surreal. You know, sometimes I gotta stop and, you know, really think about, you know, what I am doing. Obviously, I think all the odds were stacked against me from where I'm from. You know, I played baseball a lot, didn't really play basketball, only played 1 year AAU. But to be at this level and this organization and, you know, to ultimately, like you said, score the last 10 points is special. And, you know, all I'm really happy about is the win.
Austin, career high 16 free throw makes, career high 18 free throw attempts. How have you kind of added that part into your game? It feels like you've obviously always had it, but you've really taken it to a different level these last couple months. Just your ability to draw fouls and kind of read how a defender's guarding you.
It's like I was talking about. It's a learning curve. I mean, you can, obviously watch, games and, people in the past, James Harden, Trae Young, when he comes up ball screens and people are trying to fight over because he's, such a good playmaker, floater shooter, that if you get it going earlier, that they got to, try to contest, like rear view contest. So you can pick spots here and there to use their, what word am I looking for? Use their speed and energy to try to get back in front to draw a foul like that or stuff like that. So I've watched James Harden, like I said, Trae, to masters at that, and kind of try to put it into my game.
Austin, of course, you just talked to your teammates, but LeBron tweeted, "Hey, are you a bad mother? Shut your mouth. You too tough." Stuff like some emojis, etc. Of course, you get the. I try not to do.
That's the first time I heard that.
Yeah, well, there.
I believe you. I believe you.
You tried. You clearly, can feel the crowd, right, in there. But how about just getting that from your teammates and specifically LeBron, and at this point of your career, and kind of feeling that level of acceptance and respect.
It's not just a player. You're talking about arguably one of the greatest players ever, and for SportsCenter for airing me out for a tweet or a post that I made in 2012 about LeBron. I appreciate that, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. For him to accept me the way that he accepted me from day one. Obviously, I felt like there was a really good chemistry, IQ-wise, from day one. But not just him, everybody else. I think it was Dennis and Bees, throwing water on me on the court. Stuff like that means a lot to me. And, looking back in 20 years when hopefully I'm retired playing golf every day, I could tell my kids, my grandkids that, arguably the greatest player ever is the social media, so it'll be around forever. So they'll believe me, actually.
Last question.
Austin, congrats on a tremendous game. Outside of those 35 points, you tied a game high with Gabriel of plus 25 on the court. But really, for most of the game, you were leading in that category, which kind of shows your hustle on both ends. Did you come out with more of a sense of urgency, knowing that the season is winding down, coming off that last loss?
Yeah, thank you. I try to, play to that level of intensity every night. 82 games is a lot, so it's kind of hard to just sustain throughout the whole year. But with the position that we're in, every game really matters. So tonight was, started out as just another game that, we had to go win, and, things went my way. And like you said, the plus minus, winning at 25, Dennis at 22, that's really, if you have that from your bench, it's going to be hard for, teams to beat us because, our starting five on most nights are plus 10s. So, shout out to, everybody on the team for contributing and a big win.
Thanks, Austin.
Thank you.
Back up to the we're doing it here.